now it's time for a VLOG+Ramble on another movie I've seen recently that I've heard was not very good. I actually was hoping for it, but when it actually came out, I was totally dashed. That film was the 2019 reboot of Hellboy. I mean, rather than the previous two films, which are Ron Perlman title and directed by Guillermo del Toro, of Pan's Labyrinth and Shape of Water fame. This one was taking a drum more from the original comics, scored darker with supernatural horror elements, even had the involvement of creator Mike Mignola, as well as new cast which involves the ever reliable David Harbour in the title role, as well as having Mia Jovovich and Daniel Day Kim as pony roles after Ed Skrein dropped out of the role as Man for the Latter. And this film would have spawned new direction for the franchise if it was a success, given how there were teasers of future characters as Baba Yaga, as well as Thomas Hayden Chirps as a lobster, as well as setting up Ape Sapien, but I hope it never even played Dash, and I'll admit in hindsight if Del Toro and Perlman moved on, maybe the studio should have too, because yeesh, this is a mess. There were elements I liked. Harbour did fine with what he was given, and all the music choices were actually pretty nice. Like, on top of Benjamin Wolf's score, I did kind of like that bit, that little epilogue, where they were killing demons to kickstart my Harbour and Motley Crue, but apart from that, there weren't a whole lot of positives. Even as someone who's not the biggest fan of the franchise, be it from the previous movies or original comic, even I had to admit, this was not a great film. In fact, I gotta say that in many ways, I actually like this less than Dark Phoenix, among 2019 comic book related films, And I say this with admittedly a pretty do not make this like while Jovovich is adamant and that this might become a cult classic, I'm not entirely sure, The film only made back $21 million on its $50 million budget at the box office, only $4 million worldwide. Effectively sent it into a sort of inferno between the releases of both DC Shazam as well as Marvel's Avengers Endgame, i.e. the worst possible time you could have released a movie like this. And even though the original all two movies had some pretty good effects for the time, so pretty well, the ones here, the costuming's not too bad as practical effects go, but the CG is just terrible. The previous ones they blended together, but this one looks like something I'll be playing. It's like a video game I misplaced my controller, or just like it's looks like something like a PS2 game that came out 20 years ago. It's almost like something like reminds me of that Spawn movie made in '97 when they started trying to get the technology down. Wasn't quite there yet. And this is a movie that came out in 2019, mind you. Where by that point we could make convincing things, but even factoring in the budget limitations, the stuff they seem to have done intentionally just looks bad. Even practical effects, wise, they apparently filmed the scenes in Tijuana, in Portugal, as well as the scenes set in London and Canada, but it's pretty obvious that they're using sound stages as well as the helicopter being kind of CG, and the whole exchange, making sure she doesn't come back for the sequel. Well, they didn't have to. It was widely panned, and by critics, audiences alike, and it's a shame because this had the potential to be good. To me, I think he like just has not putting in effort to me. That's not. I mean, that's just common. But if you have somebody that has potential and you don't take advantage of it, in my eyes, that's worse, man. It may not be the worst film I've ever seen in my lifetime, but it's still not great, man. I can't even give this thing a proper score because of how I don't think it just think would justify that. I mean, it's just whatever whoever was talking to Baba Yaga in that stinger. I mean, I know that's certainly a spoiler, but at this point, I'm not sure I care. I know that people in trailers might not have. Since both Harbour and the director have spoken, but the final product was not what they were hoping for, and it's a shame. I don't know if they're gonna revisit the idea of doing a third film with Del Toro and Perlman, but at this point, I think maybe it's time to move on. Hold on, it's definitely a sign that they really messed this up. No, sir, I did not like it. It was pretty bad. I mean, at least I may have just thought Dark Phoenix was just kind of average, but this one I can agree is bad. And it should feel bad, and you might feel bad if you are unfortunate enough to see it. Even just checking out on demand, I was waiting for one of our cats to come back inside. It was it's probably the dullest movie featuring demons getting killed left and right that I've ever seen in my life, and that is some accomplishment. I mean, I was actually what surprised most is how dull it was, so I don't really plan on doing much more with this. The next video I have will be thankfully much more positive, but that's all I'll say for now. Later.